Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a mystery. This is Nine Puzzle, a Korean crime thriller that'll twist your brain in ways you won't see coming. For links to previous episodes, check the description. Let's dive into episode 3. The episode begins with Ina recalling fragmented memories of her uncle's murder. She vaguely remembers someone else being in the den that night. This gives her relief. Maybe she didn't commit the crime after all. Meanwhile, rumors start spreading within the department. People are speculating that the Violent Crimes Unit may be connected to Myung's murder. Han, visibly stressed by this, wants to wrap the case quickly. He reaches out to Ina, asking her to temporarily rejoin the department, and she agrees without hesitation. When Ina arrives at Violent Crimes, Kim is visibly unsettled. He still believes Ina is a murderer. She talks to him and explains her memories. She recalls someone else being there during her uncle's murder. But Kim mocks her. After 10 years, you suddenly remember this? He doesn't take her seriously and instead tells Han that Ina doesn't belong in the department. But Han refuses to remove her. He's desperate to close the case. Later, in a therapy session, Ina reveals she doesn't trust anyone in violent crimes because many of them are somehow linked to Griffin Bar. Except for Kim. She believes he might be trustworthy and decides to profile him to be sure. She also asks Dr. Lee why she's suddenly experiencing flashbacks. The therapist suggests that finding a second puzzle piece may have subconsciously connected this case to her past, triggering her memory. Back at the department, there's a meeting. Choi explains that where Myung's car was parked, it wasn't actually her usual parking spot. A man from the old city claims that he used to park there regularly, but had recently moved because someone was harassing him, scratching his car and puncturing his tires. Kim hears this and realizes the killer had been preparing for this murder for a while. Ina, now at the department, notices Kim's desk, which still has fresh roses on it. A soft touch she didn't expect from him. Meanwhile, Kim reviews CCTV footage again, this time enhancing brightness and zoom. He notices something chilling. The killer was already strangling Myung with a rope when they entered the building. Myung looked terrified. Kim retraces Myung's route from the bar to her apartment and concludes that the killer must have entered her car in the outside parking area, the only place without CCTV. But then a question hits him. If there were no cameras outside, why didn't the killer just murder her there? As he stands in the apartment's parking area pondering this, Ina shows up. She's reached the same conclusion. She asks, "You're probably wondering why the murder had to happen right here, right?" Later, Ina barges into Kim's mom's apartment. She lives in the same building. Ina joins her for lunch, hoping to learn more about Kim. She casually asks if Kim has ever brought a girl over. His mom says no, but once he did bring a sick school friend and told her, "My mom makes the best curry." That line catches Ina off guard. She feels it's out of character for Kim to say something like that. Maybe he lied? She confronts Kim. Who was that friend? He explains the boy was sick and he brought him over just to protect him for a while. This convinces Ina that Kim might actually be a good person. She then extends a hand of friendship and says, "Why don't you profile me too, so we can clear each other of suspicion and solve this case together?" Back at the department, Kim presents the enhanced CCTV footage showing the rope. Everyone is impressed. He points out that the rope's length must cause the killer to accidentally leave fingerprints on the driver's seat. Sure enough, partial prints are found and sent for matching. Ina is now asked to present her theory. She explains, this is the work of a serial killer. She links this case with her Uncle Dong's murder, saying both crimes occurred in private spaces, a car and a home, without CCTV. Both victims were strangled with minimal force, suggesting the killer didn't want to torture, just kill efficiently. Both murders were cold, calculated, and left behind a puzzle piece as a signature. But the department head isn't impressed. Young scolds her. "Where are you pulling this 10-year-old case from? Just because of a puzzle piece?" They refuse to acknowledge the similarities. Next, we see Sergeant Nam. She's consumed with guilt, wishing she had been there to save Myung. She too seeks therapy and ends up at the same clinic as Ina. Meanwhile, the department checks Myung's background. They find that after her mom died, she ran away with someone and cut all ties with her family for 7 years. Eventually, she reconnected with her dad. Ina and Kim try to visit her dad, but he's not home. A neighbor tells them he's in the hospital with dementia. The nurse warns them that he sometimes goes days without speaking, and today might be one of those days. So, Ina dresses up in a uniform and pretends to be Myung. She walks in and softly says, "Dad, do you miss me?" Miraculously, he responds. Kim separately questions the nurse, who brought the father in 2 months ago. He then asks for the cousin's address and heads there. While Kim is investigating the uncle, Ina learns from the dad that when Myung came back after 7 years, she was with a boy her father didn't like, and that she had changed. But neither Ina nor Kim understands what kind of change he meant. Back at home, Ina feels sad thinking about Myung's father. She asks Kim, "Would it hurt more to find out now that your daughter is dead, or to never know?" Kim replies, "It would hurt the same either way." The two of them return to Myung's dad's house and search the place. They find a diary. Inside is a passport-sized photo of Myung and her boyfriend. Kim takes the photo to the manager of Griffin Bar. She instantly recognizes the man, Kong Chimok. She says, "Shall never forget him. He came to meet Myung twice, once calmly, but the second time he made a scene shouting, 'You ran off with my money! You built this bar with my money!'" She describes Chimok as hot-tempered and rude. She also gives Kim a business card from Chimok's restaurant. That night, Ina meets her therapist at a bar and asks her, what could cause such a dramatic personality change in someone? The therapist answers with vague, philosophical reflections. In the final scene, the violent crimes unit reaches Chimok's restaurant, but he's not there. He's gone missing. Episode 4 kicks off in a hotel lobby, where Chimok arrives furiously and starts banging on a door. Cut to inside one of the hotel rooms, loud music blaring. Someone inside the bathroom is butchering a dead body into pieces, calmly stuffing the remains into a red suitcase. We then see a mysterious man rolling the same suitcase out and checking out, only to later dump it in a lake. Elsewhere, Kim finds Chimok's car parked, and CCTV footage reveals someone brought it there at 3:17 a.m., wearing gloves. That same person walks off toward a tall boundary wall, which Kim tries to climb, injuring his hands in the process. Captain Young reports that a rope was found in the back seat of Chimok's car. Kim starts speculating maybe Chimok killed Myung and now staged his own fake suicide? Just then, Choi calls in. Chimok's phone location confirms he was near the lake for 3 hours last night. On the other hand, Ina analyzes that Myung's murder was a well-planned, cold-blooded kill, something a hot-headed, impulsive man like Chimok wouldn't do. During his wife's interview, Chimok's wife Yangi claims he didn't come home last night and insists she doesn't know who Myung is. But CCTV contradicts her. Chimok was at home at 11 p.m. and left again in his car. Phone records show he stayed near the lake until 2:30 a.m. Kim heads to the lake to investigate what Chimok was doing for 3 hours. Choi updates him. Chimok booked a room at Yana Hotel using his credit card. Kim rushes to the Yana Hotel, which turns out to be a love hotel with minimal CCTV due to privacy. Inside Chimok's room, he finds bloodstains in the bathroom. A receptionist mentions loud music complaints and that a man left with a red suitcase around 2 a.m. Tracking tire marks near the lake, Kim's team eventually finds that same suitcase, containing a decapitated body. At the crime scene, Ina imagines the murder scenario and deduces the victim was drugged before being dismembered. No signs of struggle. She suggests the body might actually be Chimok's, not someone he killed. Why would Chimok wear gloves to drive his own car? She urges Kim to match the body's DNA with Chimok's, and the result confirms it. Ina's theory: Chimok didn't kill Myung. Someone else did. But even that killer isn't the puzzle killer, because there's no puzzle piece this time. Kim, as usual, ignores her theory, maybe out of jealousy, as Ina's deductions seem to outsmart him. Ina argues further. Myung looked terrified in the CCTV, as if facing a stranger, not her ex-boyfriend Chimok. During dinner, she reflects on how people change after trauma, thinking about her own uncle. She confesses to her therapist about recurring dreams and fears she might be responsible for her uncle's death. Later, she invites Dr. Lee for dinner and walks in on another doctor, Surgeon Nam, in a private moment. Back to the case. DNA confirms the body is Chimok's, and the brutal dismemberment suggests the killer had a deep grudge. Ina reviews Yangi's earlier interview and finds it odd how quickly she denied knowing Myung, even though it's a common name. Suspicious, Ina visits Yangi's house and realizes they share similar taste in coffee and music. Just like the killer, Ina casually asks when Chimok told her about Myung. Yangi, impressed by Ina's profiling skills, admits she lied earlier and reveals Chimok gifted Myung a fancy apartment but later regretted it. Yangi doesn't seem affected at all by her husband's death. In fact, she even asks Ina to profile her, amused by the idea. Ina throws a curveball. How did you know Myung died? Yangi says the police told her. She also shares that she has experienced death before. Her grandmother and sister died in a fire, adding that she and Chimok slept in separate bedrooms because she needed personal space. This all feels off to Ina. She now suspects Yangi is the killer, and during a profiling exercise with her team, she role-plays Yangi, deducing that the killer valued solitude and Chimok was invading that space. She also believes two people were involved. One parked the car, seen on CCTV, while the other dumped the body at the lake. Ina thinks the killer is a woman because the attack started with sedation, not force. Kim interrogates Yangi again, who this time doesn't act emotional, and claims she was asleep when Chimok came home. When asked about extramarital affairs, she calmly admits having them, but that's still not proof she's the killer. Later, Ina breaks into Kim's apartment using 4 keypad smudges, revealing the code was the date of his uncle's death, the first case Kim couldn't solve. While eating pizza, she tells Kim the killer is Yangi. She showed zero grief. That's not normal. Kim throws the accusation back. Then you must be a killer too, since you didn't grieve your uncle. Ina calmly says, but I'm not guilty. Kim investigates Yangi's boyfriend Ro, who calls her a psycho widow and tries shifting suspicion. But Kim notices scratches on Ro's hands, same as his own from climbing the wall. It's clear now, Ro wore Chimok's clothes and gloves to park the car. So yes, Yangi and Ro committed the murder together. But without solid proof, they need a confession. Kim plays mind games with Ro, claiming Yangi has already confessed and is pinning it all on him. He accuses her of killing her grandmother and sister in what was no accident, and hints Ro was the missing neighbor boy from that time. Ro panics, recalls her brutal violence, and throws up in fear. Kim offers a deal, confess, and your punishment gets lighter. Meanwhile, Ina playfully asks Yangi where she bought the red suitcase, which Yangi openly reveals, further implicating herself. The news goes public. Chimok killed Myung, and then his wife killed him. Ina's last day in the department comes. She gifts everyone small presents and shares one final thought. Chimok didn't kill Myung. His personality doesn't match the puzzle killer's. No one buys it, except Kim, who starts having doubts. In the final scene, Ina finds another puzzle piece, this time showing a dismembered male body, eerily similar to Chimok's murder. And just like that, the mystery deepens.